Yeah, I know, right? Hopefully my wife doesn't walk in. Ooh, hello YouTube. Welcome back again. Wow, we got a lot to talk about today. What is your favorite chainsaw? Now I know that's going to open a can of worms, and that is a loaded question. I get that all the time from people. What is your favorite chainsaw? Oh, in fact, I left a couple in the back. We are going to exclude top handles from this conversation, okay? The 200T's in the back, and the top handle is a saw that comes to every job I do. But we're not going to talk about top handles in this episode. We're going to talk about these ones here. These ones here of my collection. Oh boy, I don't even know where to start. So I guess, what is your favorite chainsaw? First off, we have to talk about the situation. You know, are we cutting something that is 5 feet wide, or are we cutting something that is 2 feet wide? Are you just cutting firewood? Around here, we cut a lot of aspens. Yeah, just Quakers for firewood. And not very big. So let's say the biggest we're going to see is a 12-inch in diameter, and it's a softwoods. You can just buzz right through them. They're fun to cut, quick to cut, and that's what I grew up cutting to heat the house. And I guess we'll start with, oh, there's just so many good saws here. Growing up, my dad was a Husqvarna dealer. He had the dealership at the time. So we had a lot of Husky, let's say the 41, 51, 61. I cut a lot of wood with the 61. One thing I love about these saws is they're very easy to work on, easy to take apart. Back then, parts were everywhere. It was I grew up with a lot of those Huskies. But when I am starting out, I was the little kid, so I got the small saw. So I'm gonna have to say I like right here. I like the 025. The 025, the ms440. I feel like this is an overachiever. I love this saw. Power to weight ratio, it is great. I've cut so much so much wood with that saw. It's unbelievable. Then I remember after that saw, I got the 026 or the ms260, and loved it even more. I felt it had more power. I think it has, and I think on paper it has like 1 horsepower more, give or take, and it weighed about the same amount of weight. So it was more for, I really enjoyed it. The only thing I did not like about this one was how fast the air filter plugged up. That air filter would plug up pretty quick, cutting those, that particular type of wood. Which nowadays is, the 261, which fantastic. You can't go wrong. Homeowner cutting firewood. I love the 261, that 50 cc's. So many saws to talk about. A staple, I would say right here, 044, ms440. We've got a handful of them here. For all intents and purposes, let's say I had to pick one saw, it's going to be a toss-up between probably the 044 or the 372. Those are both just go-to, all-around great saws. Now, if Grandpa were here, he would say probably something like this. The ProMac 1010, the XL12 Homelight, the Super XL12, those saws heated their house for so many years. In fact, he had some big go-to Homelights. I don't have a ton of them here, but the dirtiest saw here is a Homelight. The baby, the XL700. But that saw has heated the house for so many years. Like I said, growing up with Husky, 262, love the 266. It's just so many good saws. Now we do have a lot of these Farmer Tech ones, like these carbon fiber ones that are out now. I don't want to comment yet because I want to say it's too early to tell. We're going to put them through a logging season, then I'm going to have more information to tell you on those particular saws. But the 064, that holds a special place in the heart. The 064. Wow. Smoothness. If we're talking smooth now, a lot of my friends run Echo. I only have one Echo, and it's the twin cylinder. One thing I love about it I can start it up on the floor and it does not move. Where let's say I start like that 440, the 440 or a 660, and they just sit and bounce around on the floor. You know, they're just gonna be vibrating. Come back a couple minutes later, and the saw's moved 2 feet on the floor. This Echo does not move at all. It is the smoothest running saw I have ever ran, and as you can tell, I've ran quite a few saws. It's just an opposing. A lot of people ask. It's pretty cool. It's a twin cylinder. It's got two, just opposing twin. That thing is the smoothest running saw I've ever ran. Moving on. Wow, lots to talk about. So the 395. The 395, if it's a big gnarly job, you're cutting down something huge, 5 feet in diameter, I'm going to go for probably the 395 or 660 or the 661 over there. Now, we're kind of following this. I mean, I'm running it quite a bit with this is our second prototype pipe. This is the 592, and I really like it. Granted, it's big, it's heavy. We're going to put it through the ringer as soon as we start logging in July. But I'm not going to lie, the more I run it, the more I like it. So I love that saw. 372, nowadays they have the 572. This is probably one of my favorites as well. If it's a grab and go-to job, we cut the handle because I got a pipe for it. But here's another one. If I had to pick one, it would be 572. It's almost on the bigger side. And I say that because when we're logging, we're in the high country. We're at 10,000 feet above sea level, and we're hiking. Most of you have been there. You've probably done that. And the saws get heavy. It doesn't feel heavy right now, but when you start carrying it uphill, it gets heavy. That's when I turn to something like this. This is a ported one, 034. It's got the 036 big bore on it. One of my favorite saws. 036, ms440, the 362, ported, hopped up, of course. I like the smaller saw that's been hopped up, that I get more performance out of it. That is my favorite right there, the smaller hopped up. Now, this saw right here, the Solo Twin. And why is it called a twin? Ooh, let's see if I can take this cover off. This saw is my most favorite sounding saw. If we're just going off of raw sound, it sounds like a Banshee. It's an inline twin. Where the Echo over there is an opposing twin, this one here is an inline twin, and there will be lots more videos of this saw to come. So I will say that my favorite sounding saw, Solo. This one I think is called a 611. This is 110 cc's, and we're actually fabbing up some pipes. We're going to build some pipes for this thing. It's going to be wicked. I'm excited. And then, like I said, 372 that, I can't really tell, but that's been ported, hopped up. They're super fun. Now we get to some of the vintage legends. Like it's hard. This video is just such a hard topic when somebody says, "What is your favorite chainsaw?" It's just loaded, but can't go wrong with one of these. This one here is extremely clean. Very rarely do I see them this clean. But here we're in Utah, kind of in the West. These things, so grandpas and dads that grew up using these saws, dang, this one here is just a sweetheart. So I guess it's going to determine what is your favorite chainsaw. What did you grow up with? What have you used? What are you most used to? What have you done? Right here, 288 XP. Like I said, my dad was the dealer back in the day. Fantastic saw. This was the big one that I used back in the day, and this is one of the older ones that does not have the the larger air filter like they made. Can't say enough good about it. 280 XP Lite, phenomenal for what it was. You know how many people love this saw right here? Ooh, I do. 2101 there. I think a couple 2100, somewhere down there in the mix. Anyway, guys, so my favorite saw, the underachiever, the smaller one that's been hopped up when I'm in the high country and I have to pack it around. If we're just out here messing around, anything with a pipe. If we're just bucking saws, bucking logs, I mean, with a pipe. Pipes are life now. Oh, it's fantastic. I love them. But anyway, guys, hopefully you like this. If you need any parts, let me know, because a lot of these here don't run. Some do, some don't. But let me know in the comments what your favorite chainsaw is and why. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next one.